In South Limburg, just below Maastricht, lies ENCI, the only location in the Netherlands where the total production of cement was taking place. It has had a devastating effect on the landscape, but it also built the cities and towns of Limburg as well as an enormous system of caverns. Since 2018, ENCI closed down, and the city is looking how to repurpose the factory grounds. We face the challenge how we can preserve its heritage and deal with the landscape ENCI left behind. The potential of ENCI area is huge. The area lies at a distance of cycling from the center of Maastricht and close to Belgium and German border. It is surrounded by beautiful nature, and the quarry is a unique type of landscape. But mostly the caves are a valuable heritage that is worth preserving. Heritage organizations are investing in the site and are looking to preserve a cultural value through development. But what that development should be remains a question. The scar in the St. Petersburg shows very clearly how the industrial era has left its traces. The enormous impact of heavy industry is very clear at St. Petersburg because of the contrast with the hilly landscape around and the city center of Maastricht. This alarming situation calls for a dialogue between the residents of Maastricht and active professionals in the spatial domain such as architects, urban planners, project developers, government, entrepreneurs, and maybe educational institutions who want to help the city move forward and not backward. Currently, there are no solid plans for reusing the site, and the unique factory ensemble is at risk of being partly demolished. In 2009, ENCI was ordered to establish a study on the possibility of the transformation. In this study, it has been decided that the quarry should be turned into a nature area within nature monuments. This situation has changed unexpectedly with the announcement of the total production closure in 2020. The former plans of the site transformation became no longer relevant. At the end of 2020, during the development process of a new zoning plan, ENCI submitted demolition proposals within the plan area, and that's why we need to make a move to raise awareness of the public about the heritage they might miss. These are enough reasons to know that ENCI is not accessible. But just in front of the ENCI, there is a shore on the Maas River, which is an empty part of South Maastricht. It gives us the chance to see ENCI area from a short distance. I call this the gift of location. The position of the shore is in front of the entrance building of the ENCI factory. On the shore, there is a harbor for boats and a castle functioning as a hotel. Developing a new entrance from the east creates a new perspective to the city of Maastricht. And that's how the city were developing through years around water, within a connection. This site location is working as an enabler for the urban development. This means that it's going to develop a new connection from the east to the west and creates a new horizon and access to the ENCI. As a power tool, it informs the locals, stakeholders, and investors to bring attention and money to the area for the future plans of ENCI and also rehealing the nature. From a building historical point of view, the ENCI site is important as a sample of 20th century concrete construction. The diversity of used materials makes the buildings on the ENCI site of high building historical value. The enormous scale of many buildings means that all kinds of different supporting structures have been used, both in concrete and steel. These buildings were impressive feats of engineering at the time. The scale of the buildings meant that conventional construction methods could rarely be chosen. Many of the buildings, therefore, have a construction technique and appearance that is unique to the Netherlands. Because of the factory function, buildings designed in a machine scale and not human. And that's how the grids are translating on the site location. scaling down from machine to human horizon. The new routes follow the scale of water and exist in nature, which determine the atmosphere of the shore combined with the industrial structure. The edges are designed as living spaces along the water, and routes have been laid out for bicycles and walkers. The route starts with the water pavilion, which informs the user about the important role of the Mass River and the water cleanup project and reusing the collected wastes for the new recycled material. The next discovery spot is the Biodiversity Pavilion, which educates the visitors about first, the interruptions that ENCI has caused to the biodiversity cycle, second, the diversity of bird types in the area, and third, how can we help the biodiversity to re-heal by protecting the birds. The last destination is ENCI Pavilion, which is a scaled mirror of the iconic ENCI entrance building. It has 3 different parts: a working cafe for workshops and lectures, a water transportation hub, and ENCI maze that represents the ENCI products and future plans for the ENCI cement factory. The park materials and architectural pavilions and the discovery route to the ENCI area offer a hold on the identity of the genius loci. The water pavilion, as the starting point of the discovery route, attracts the visitors to climb up and experience the feeling of being in the middle of water without getting wet. In the spiral route to the top, the visitor gets information about the active and essential role of the water, and especially the Mass River. From its history, how it has been changed during years, and how polluted it is at the moment. Via the help of the Lives project from the Euroregio and the panels that are designed in the route to the top, the visitor get information about how they can help with cleaning up the Mass River from plastic waste. Later on, when they arrive to the top of the floor, they see how ENCI looks like beside the Mass River. When they come down, they have this chance to buy these plastic bricks that are made out of the plastic waste of the Mass River. Via this experience, they get a very small ownership over the cleaning up project of the Mass River. The recycled plastic bricks are filled with filtered river water through a pumping system that is supported by solar panels. This means that the cladding transparency height is relying on the water level, and it gives a better impression to the visitor. The concept is to recycle plastic waste and make plastic bricks out of them. The brick layer of the pavilion is working as a cladding layer and does not have a construction function. Therefore, it can be filled with the water coming from the Mass River. During the years that ENCI has been active in the St. Petersburg site, gas and water pollution have affected the biodiversity cycle. Birds and plants, as a big part of this cycle, are the focus for this concept. On the other hand, the eagle owl is one of the most important heritage of St. Petersburg. The courtship is in winter with a highlight in January, when other types of birds leave because of the cold weather, but the ones that stay should take care of their food so they can survive. The Naturmonumenten have workshops during winter to show people how important it is to provide birds food during the cold weather. But this pavilion goes a step further by combining these two facts, planting species that are missing in the cycle of biodiversity to attract the birds who left the area because of ENCI pollution. The ENCI Pavilion as the last destination represents the iconic monumental entrance of the old factory by mirroring, scaling, and being in front of the original one. The building invites visitors to work cafe where they can eat, drink, and discuss what they have experienced through this discovery route. Then it leads them to a maze where the visitors go through a circular route. Rooms educate visitors in an order that starts from the past and goes to the plans of the future ENCI has for the area. They inform how the ENCI has used the mergel as a raw material for making cement. ENCI cement factories wishing to reheal the demolition it caused. The use of cutting-edge technology like virtual reality helps visitors to see what future of the area will be. And the last part is the best part. Here, people get the opportunity to get a water taxi, cross the river, and go to the ENCI and experience everything in the real scale.